Imagine waking up each day knowing exactly what needs to be done, when you'll do it, and feeling super confident that by the end of the day, you'd have made serious progress towards your goals. Well, today, I'm going to reveal a proven system that's helped some of the world's most successful people stay ahead in their game. It's called time blocking, and it has the power to completely transform the way you work, think, and live. Hey, I'm Chris. And for the last 20 years, I've been building successful businesses, as well as writing books and speaking on stages all over the world on the subject of sustainable entrepreneurship. Nowadays, I'm focused on helping leaders just like you grow with balance, not burnout. So in case you've never heard of it before, time blocking is a simple yet powerful technique where you divide your day into dedicated blocks of time for very specific tasks or activities. Instead of working from a never-ending to-do list, what happens is you schedule your priorities directly onto your calendar. It's about intentionally deciding in advance how long you're going to spend on each task. And the best part, it works for anyone, entrepreneurs, busy parents, students, anyone really juggling a lot on their plate. Even billionaires like Elon Musk and Bill Gates swear by this method. Let's talk about why time blocking is so effective. Number one, it combines clarity and focus. You see, time blocking ensures that you're clear about what needs to get done and when. Number two, it encourages deep work. So by dedicating uninterrupted time for specific tasks, you're fostering a habit of focus, and at the exact same time, you're minimizing the constant pull on your attention in today's very busy, never not connected world, right? And number three, and most importantly, it puts you in control. You see, when you block your time, you're intentionally deciding how to spend your day rather than reacting to the demands of the day as and when they come along. Number four, it's backed by science. So studies show that working within set time constraints can boost efficiency. It also leverages this principle by giving your tasks a defined start and end point. Now, I've flirted with time blocking before, and I'm known for batching certain sets of tasks together throughout the course of my work week, but I've never gone all in on it before until now. The first quarter of this year, I am all in on time blocking, and I thought, what better way to document my experience with it than here on YouTube? You see, that way I can tell you how I'm doing it, I can show you how I'm doing it, and then at the end of the 90-day period, I can give you a full-on update. So, are you sold on the idea? Good. Then, if that's the case, let's flip over to the iPad and we can dive a little deeper on how I'm setting this up. So the first step here is to prioritize your task list into a list based on priorities, which I've already done over here. So I get paid to coach fundamentally, so that's right at the top of my priorities, whether I'm doing that on Zoom or if I'm doing it in person or if I'm doing it via WhatsApp with my coaching clients. It doesn't matter. Coaching is number one for me. Then I've got big rocks, which is all that big, deep thinking I've got to do and planning for the future and things like that. Then learning, because if you don't continue to learn, you can't continue to lead. Then there's sales calls, obviously, because we've got a few different services attached to our businesses. I write consistent content on a weekly basis as well, whether it be newsletters or social content or even for our blog. And then obviously this year I'm going all in on YouTube creation, as you can tell. So that's going to take up a big chunk. And that's actually what I'll be doing every Monday. I'll show you that in a minute. Then there's marketing and that's things like podcast interviews and things like that, as well as any admin work as well. So let's dive in and I'll show you exactly how I'm building my week for this year. Or rather for the first quarter of this year, and it will give you a really good indication. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and block out this hour every single day throughout the course of the week. Oh, you might notice that there's no Friday over here, and that's because I don't work Fridays. I haven't done for about 9 years now. So I've blocked out this first hour every single day here, Monday through to Thursday, because that is all about health. So whether I'm working out or I'm taking a sauna, I'm doing a cold plunge, or whatever it might be, health is key. So that takes up all that space over there. I'm also a very keen believer that lunch is super important at a specific time throughout the course of the day. So I'm going to block 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock each day as well for my lunch break. Okay. So now we get down to the work hours. So I've got 3 work hours in the morning and 3 work hours in the afternoon. First up, because Monday is going to be all about my YouTube day, I'm going to block in 2 hours here in the morning for YouTube planning. And then I'm going to go ahead and block in 2 hours after lunch for shooting YouTube videos. Okay, nice. Then I'm going to go ahead and pair that off at the beginning and the end of the day with any admin. I need a little extra admin time on Monday because I don't work on that Friday. On Tuesday, I'm going to spend the entirety of that morning, so all 3 hours I spend on big rocks. So like I said, this is planning live events or any kind of book launch stuff, because I've got a new book coming out in September this year, a whole bunch of other stuff that we're working on as well. Then after lunch, I'm going to go ahead and put in the importance of learning in there. So whether this be reading a book or taking a course, maybe it could even be coaching calls with mentors of mine or anything like that, that will go in there. And I'll finish up the day with admin as well. Now I also just want to point out that on Tuesdays, twice a month, I also do a coaching call for my round table, which is my mastermind. So I'm going to put that in there, and I know I can switch that out every other week. On top of that, we're going to start off Wednesday with that first hour in admin as well. So you can see I'm leaving plenty of space here to do the stuff that I need to do day to day, like email, calendar management, any meetings that I might have to do very quickly, that kind of stuff. Then the rest of Wednesday is all about sales calls, right? So I'm going to put that in there like that. You see how I'm taking intentional blocks of time and saying, hey, this, from 2 to 5 on Wednesday, it's sales calls only. And then lastly, on Thursday, we have a team meeting every week where the whole team gets on Zoom with each other. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend those last couple of hours before lunchtime writing. So like I said, this could be my newsletter. Newsletter always takes priority. And then maybe it's blog content, social content, things like that. After lunch, I'm going to do my last little bit of admin for the week. And then I leave this open for anything marketing related. So this could be podcast interviews and that sort of type of thing. So the most important thing to mention here is that you don't overcomplicate things. Like I've done right here is all I've done, I've drawn these blocks in here for the days, and then I fill those blocks in based on whatever it is that I need to do each day, right? And as I've done that, the week has then gone ahead and filled out. So in terms of putting this onto a digital calendar, I just use Apple Calendar, and that syncs with everybody else that needs to have access to my calendar within the company. Now I've got some really good tips on how to master time blocking, which I'm going to share with you in a minute. But first, let's address a few hurdles that you might encounter. The first of which is dealing with interruptions. Look, I get it, life is unpredictable, so it might not be a bad idea to build a few buffer blocks into your schedule to handle any last minute tasks or emergencies that might pop up. The other thing is that if you underestimate the time that it takes to complete a certain task, that can throw you off kilter as well. So it might not be a bad idea for you to make things last a little longer when you first start time blocking, and then you can tweak over time. And lastly is the feeling of just being too structured. I guess a lot of people might look at this and think, wow, you're packing a lot into that calendar. If that's the case, then don't do it. Don't stress yourself out. Leave little gaps for you to be able to take extended breaks. Now, in terms of those pro tips I promised, first up, batch similar tasks together. Helps you save mental energy by grouping similar tasks. For example, you've got to respond to all emails in one block instead of sporadically going back to your inbox throughout the course of the day. Number 2, use themes for each day. You can assign overarching themes to your day. So for example, my Monday is all about YouTube. What will your Monday be all about? Number 3, start small. Look, if you're new to time blocking, begin by blocking just a few hours of your day rather than your entire schedule for the week. And then you can gradually build it up from there. Number 4 is the time box for efficiency. Limit your blocks to specific durations. I've picked an hour, but you could just pick half an hour, for example. Number 5 is to regularly evaluate and then tweak and adjust. Review your schedule weekly. Are your blocks realistic? Or are you consistently underestimating or overestimating the time needed for tasks? Go ahead and just tweak that up as and when needed. But here's the thing. Time blocking isn't just about getting more done. It's about achieving balance. You see, by scheduling time for self-care and hobbies and relationships, you're ensuring that all aspects of your life get the attention that they deserve. I do my work during the workday. That creates more space for everything else. And imagine the relief of knowing that everything important has a place in your day. No more guilt about neglected tasks or always feeling behind on your work, right? So here's your challenge. Try time blocking for just 1 week. Start simple. Block time for just a few of your top priorities tomorrow and see how it feels. I'll be sure to give you an update in a few months to let you know how I'm getting on with time blocking. But in the meantime, you can follow me over on Instagram at Chris Ducker, as I share sporadic updates from my home office pretty regularly over there. And if you're ready to future-proof your life and your business, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my free weekly email newsletter. It's called Future Proof, and it's where I share actionable insights and tips and strategies to help you achieve success with balance, not burnout. Just hit the link in the description to subscribe to the newsletter, and if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share with those that you think might find it useful as well. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, God bless.